The Witcher was at one time the most watched thing on Netflix upon launch, no doubt due to the love of the book series and video game adaptations earned over their time. The streaming series was meant and made to follow the books and expand the lore that many people didn't know of. As a result, reception was a bit mixed, but many did agree it was a good show, so a second season was greenlit. Now, after a long delay thanks to COVID, The Witcher Season 2 arrives this December. But what will it be like? Allow us to show you The Witcher Season 2 facts you need to know.
Yennefer! Yennefer!
Yennefer!
Yennefer!
Yennefer!
Number 5. The first teaser. Netflix released the full 2-minute teaser trailer for The Witcher Season 2 in July of 2021 as part of the WitcherCon event. Seeing as much of the first season focused on Geralt's efforts to fulfill the law a surprise, binding him to Ciri, the young orphaned heir lion cub of Sintra, it's no shock that this first Watcher Season 2 trailer picks things up with them. Now that Geralt has made contact with Ciri, he takes her under his wing, taking her to Kaer Morhen, the citadel where he learned his Witcher skills. Presumably, he's planning to train her in the ways of the Witcher, while she works out her place in the continent after the deaths of her family and loss of her kingdom. She admits that sometimes I feel so afraid, I feel like I could burn the whole world. There's also a brief sighting of the final member, Yennefer of Vennerberg, and the aftermath of Season 1's climactic Battle of Sodden Hill. She's been found by Fringilla, the Nilfgaardian mage who was pivotal in the downfall of Sintra, who simply tells her, "Welcome back." Now, does this mean that Yennefer will start The Witcher Season 2 in Nilfgaardian custody? Surely Fringilla and Yennefer aren't about to become friends. We're digging deeper into her past and how she ended up at Nilfgaard, showrunner Lauren S. Hissrich told Vulture, who she is as a person and how she and Yennefer ended up on such different paths.
Sent assassins.
What?
Were you followed?
Number 4. Episode titles. The episode titles for Season 2 were revealed as part of WitcherCon. They are A Grain of Truth, Kaer Morhen, What is Lost, Redanian Intelligence, Turn Your Back, Dear Friend, Voleth Mare. The 8th and final episode's title is apparently so secret we'll have to wait to learn what it is. The episode titles offer up a few clues about The Witcher Season 2. A Grain of Truth takes its name from a short story in the book The Last Witch, which features Novellin, the character played by Game of Thrones' Christopher Hivju, in The Witcher Season 2. Kaer Morhen is the name of a fortress where Witchers are trained. Redanian Intelligence refers to Redania, a country on the continent that possesses an exceptional spy network. Redanian Intelligence is also the name of a news site devoted to The Witcher. Dear Friend presumably refers to a letter Geralt wrote to Yennefer in the Witcher book, and Voleth Mare refers to a new character played by Ania Marson. Voleth Mare is reportedly Elven for Deathless Mother, and it seems the character has an important role to play in Ciri's arc. Number 3. Casting. While Geralt was something of a lone white wolf in Season 1, we'll be meeting a few more Witchers in Season 2. We know that Killing Eve's Kim Bodnia is playing Witcher trainer Vesemir, who appears as the focus in animated Witcher prequel movie Nightmare of the Wolf, and that will be visiting the Witcher school at Kaer Morhen. Paul Bullion, Yasin Atur, and Basil Eidenbenz are also joining the cast as fellow Witchers Lambert, Cohen, and Eskel respectively, while Redanian Intelligence has reported that Joel Adrian will play another Witcher named Hemeric. Fans of the book and video games will already be familiar with Lambert and Eskel, both of whom belong to the Geralt and Vesemir School of the Wolf. It is interesting that the producers are seemingly throwing in extra Witchers for Season 2, seeing as these monster-slaying professionals are typically considered to be a dying breed. While there are references to other Witcher schools like the Cat and Bear in the books, Geralt's faction seems to be one of the few Witcher groups actively doing anything to fight the monster threat facing the continent. In terms of other official announcements for the cast, Christopher Hivju, best known as Game of Thrones Tormund Giantsbane, will play Novellin, a man cursed with the body of a monster. We're guessing we'll see him in the first episode of The Witcher Season 2, A Grain of Truth, seeing as that's also the name of the short story where he appears. In March 2021, Netflix revealed 7 more characters who had been added to the cast. They were Bridgerton's Adjoa Ando as Neneki, a priestess in the books, Silent Witnesses Liz Carr as Fen, For a Wedding and a Funeral Simon Callow as Fen's partner Codringer, Outlander's Graham McTavish as Redanian Armed Forces head Dijkstra, Cleek's Chris Fulton as the Mage Rience, Cassie Clare as Redanian Royal Advisor Philippa Eilhart, and Downton Abbey's Kevin Doyle as Bailien, a new character. Other castings include Messia Simpson as Francesca, Aisha Fabian Ross as Lydia, and Agnes Bjorn as Verena. Deadline has also reported that Carmel Laniato has joined the cast as a young character called Violet for at least 3 episodes. At least one character from the Witcher games is destined for The Witcher Season 2 as well. According to Redanian intelligence, the witty, powerful Queen Maeve of Lyra in Rivia, introduced in the game Thronebreaker: The Witcher Tales, is to be played by Rebecca Hansen, Enola Holmes. The video game connections are also set to continue with actor Alistair Parker, who played Cleaver in the Witcher 3 game, also via Redanian intelligence, who will appear in an as-yet unrevealed role. So it's clear that this season is going to be full of lore and expansion of the world, and we only got a taste of before.
Destiny helps people believe there's an order to this horse shit. There isn't.
Number 2, synopsis and views on Season 2 plot. Here's Netflix's official logline on the show's return. Convinced Yennefer's life was lost at the Battle of Sodden, Geralt of Rivia brings Princess Cirilla to the safest place he knows, his childhood home of Kaer Morhen. While the continent's kings, elves, humans, and demons strive for supremacy outside its walls, he must protect the girl from something far more dangerous: the mysterious power she possesses inside. It's a season about Geralt becoming a father figure to Ciri, according to showrunner Lauren S. Hissrich, so expect that relationship to drive Season 2. Geralt, a man who rarely uses words when a grunt will do, might even become a bit more talkative in his new paternal role. For me, it was very important to bring Geralt as close to the books as the vision and plot would allow, said Henry Cavill at WitcherCon. I wanted him to be more verbose and more intellectual and more representative of a man who has lived 70 years and has a philosophical lean. He can be mopey at times, but he is also wise. He has been around. He is a nice guy despite having moments of unpleasantness and capable of extraordinary violence, but his intentions are pure. I wanted to reflect that as much as possible. In an interview with Vulture discussing the odd structure of Season 1, Hissrich said that while she believes the audience is incredibly smart, she had misunderstood what everyone was looking for in their entertainment. She said, "I love to be challenged when I'm watching TV," but conceded that that wasn't the case for everyone. However, Season 1's climax brought all the separate threads together nicely, priming The Witcher Season 2 for a simpler plot and structure. Hissrich has confirmed that Geralt, Ciri, and Yennefer exist in the same timeline now, so their stories will be told simultaneously. Indeed, this season will mark the first time that Freya Allan and Anya Chalotra have actually acted together, which should make things easier to follow. That's where we ended Season 1. That's absolutely where we will pick up in Season 2. The stories will be told in a much more linear fashion. They won't all be one story. It's not like all 3 are together and happy all the time. But I do want to employ some different ways to look at time series-wide.
Yeah. I thought the world needed me too.
Number 1, The Witcher Season 3. The irony of us still waiting for Season 2 to come is that Season 3 of The Witcher has been confirmed, as have other spin-offs including a kids show, and likely will be filming soon enough so there won't be as long a delay between seasons. Now as such, you can very much look forward to teases of what else may come as the series goes on, so you might want to keep your eyes out for little lines, pieces of lore, and certain characters, as it might guide you to what else might be lurking out there in the shadows. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at The Witcher Season 2 and how things are building up to be quite dramatic? Do you think that this will be a much more linear yet better season overall? What do you think of the characters and who will show up this time around? How grand will this get with its sword, sorcery, and monsters? Let us know in the comments below, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.